So the way to do lab 4 is to actually download this file here, which is a Word file. And when you open it up, it's got this stuff here, which is like an image. I should make that a bit bigger, I guess. I hope you can see that. So you're supposed to make this web page. It's a single page, and it's got a banner at the top with a color, and then it's got some other stuff in the middle here, and it's all centered. Got an image. Okay, so we actually need that. So I'm going to get that because I don't have a copy of it. So how I'm going to get that image is I'm going to use my snip. Okay. Sorry. Oops. Goodness. It's right about here, right? I'm going to get that image because I'm going to save that image and use it. I mean, because anything that you can get on your screen, you can put that into a, you can save that as an image. And so I'm going to use my snip. Yeah, so it's kind of cheeky that we do this, but hey, we can, we can do what we like, I guess, here. So I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to put it in. I think I've got a place for this here. Yeah, the forms. I'm going to create a new folder. All right, so let's see if I can do that. New folder, and I'm going to call that images or something. I thought I was going to create a new folder. I'm not having a lot of luck with my cursor control here. Let's just call this CNAQ. That'll do. Doesn't need a new folder. I suppose I could put that in a new folder later. So I've got this file that I can use with things. So let's have a look at what we're supposed to do. It says copy the code from the Word file. When I look at the Word file, where's that Word file? Here. When I look at the Word file, it's got this stuff here, which is just pretty normal, but and it's actually just an image. We can't. But then it's got a whole lot of HTML code. We could actually just take that code because we can highlight it. Take that code, and that'll be a website. Now, if I got all of it, I think I do. Yep. Control C. And open up a editor. Things don't exactly work the same when I've got Zoom working for some strange reason. I don't get my bottom come up as easy. All right, so I'm going to get my editor going. I've got an editor here. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm just going to paste all that in there. And sort of now I've got basically, sorry, where are you? There. Now I've got the code that was in that thing. I've got it here. So let's save that and make sure save it as an HTML and call it whatever you want. I mean, today, labs 4, so whatever. I'm going to save that, but not there. That's in somebody's project, right? Let's put it somewhere where it belongs. Well, I'm having not good luck with creating new folders. So what happened to that? It's my cursor control, right? Yes. So this is labs 4. All right. All right, and put that in there. Good. All right, so I've got it in there. Now, what I can do is I can check to see if that is actually doing anything. So let's look. Labs. Oh. Where did I put it? Not there. Oh, that's on my hard drive. Anyways, it's almost the same. So let's say this is it. If we look at that, and I've got my CNAQ, I just saved that in there, that's fine. If we look at that and see if it works, what we see is something kind of like that. It's got a lot of stuff in there about Lisa Barnes because she created this. And we need to change that now to make it, first to get rid of all the errors in it. So there's a color thing there. We want to change all the stuff about Lisa Barnes, and then we're going to change some things in the form, and then we're going to change the way that it presents. So once we've got that in there, let's go and start editing it. Now there's instructions over here to how we want to edit it. So going to change all the references to another person. So that other person is Lisa Barnes. We're going to change it so that it's about us. So I can look up here, and there's a Lisa Barnes reference. So I'm going to change that to, and there's another Lisa Barnes reference. There, what else do we got? We got, now I've already changed one thing. I've got to show you where I changed it. Before, oh no, it hasn't been changed. Here it is here. So I'm going to change this. I got 2 body tags there. We're going to get the, I actually delete this one, because what that's doing is that gives us a different background color. So I'm going to Control S, save that. All right, so we changed the Lisa Barnes bit. Save it. Sorry, go into the, do the saving in your editor. So I put my cursor in the editor, Control S, save it, go to my browser and change and see. I'm not sure that I'm editing the same one. I think I'm not actually. So let's just make sure that we've got the same one, right? So how I can do that is, where is this being edited? Tell that by save as. And that's in, okay, it's called Labs 4 MF. So that's in my Dropbox. So go to the Dropbox. Is this my Dropbox? I don't know. Sorry about the, I think this is my Dropbox. Actually, no, that's the desktop. My apologies. So where's my Dropbox? Come on, Dropbox. All right. Yeah, great. I'm in the desktop. I don't want to be in the desktop. Okay, so this is the, you know, okay. My apologies. It's taking me a bit of time on this. All right, so this is the Dropbox. That's good. There we go. There's the file there. All right, so let's run it, and we see the changes that are happening as we go, right? So this should have Lisa Barnes' name. Okay, I've changed Lisa Barnes' name once, but not the other time. There's another time it needs to be changed. So let's find that. How did I miss that? There. So let's change that. So now we can see the things changing as we go. And so Control S. We can have a couple windows open, one that's working with the instructions, and one which is the website as we go. So just every time we update, we can see the changes. Now we need to put that image in there, if we can remember where that image is. So that requires us to look at the folder again. Now you should really actually have an images folder. Where did I put that image? Do you remember? Well, it doesn't matter because I've still got it here, right? I can save it again. File, save as, and where is that? See, this is back on that's, so I need to do that in, I'm sorry, because I have my stuff in more than one place. All right, so, and now here, yeah, let's just put it there. I mean, really, it should be in a different folder, but just to save time, I'm just going to put it there so it's easier for us to work with. Here's our code, I think. So that image is not really working. I didn't call it CNAQ logo either, but let's just see if we can get it working by identifying where it is. This is in the same directory, and I don't think it's called CNAQ logo. It's called CNAQ.jpg, just CNAQ.jpg, and there's doesn't have logo, and it's not a PNG file. So this, but it is a JPG. I mean, some of you have had these issues too, and we got a height and a width for it, whatever. I think I gave instructions to make it like 100, and I think the width should be less than that though. So let's just say 80 or 60 or something, and then save that and see if our image will come up. Yeah, so we got an image in there. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this color maroon, that's not good. That's sort of code that doesn't belong there. So let's see if we can find the that one. Where is that showing up? That's showing up in front of the big CNAQ thing. That's after welcome. So there's the note. It's right here, right? So that's not good. That's gonna go because it's not actually a tag. It's being treated as text. Save that and right click. Sorry, I think I saved it. Yeah, so we got rid of that. That's tidying up a bit. All right, what are our next instructions here? And I'm trying to go through this quickly because we do the lesson will run out. Change the input type of the email to type email. Okay, so in the form, we've got input types. The idea of the form is that the user, when they come to this, they'll type some stuff in, and after they type some stuff in, they'll submit the button and something will happen. What actually happens is the data that's in those fields is going to be passed on to some other process. And that happens in the form through an action. And if you look at our form, where are you, form? There. You look at our form, here's the form. It hasn't actually we need to, it actually says that there should be an action page. And we should create this action page called action page PHP. PHP is a programming language that works with HTML. And so we should create that file, because what's going to happen is when the person hits the submit button, it runs this like a program. And so whatever's on that will run like a program. Now we can't really use it to its real ability because PHP allows you to work with a database. And so you can take the data that you've put into these folders, into these fields, and pass it to a database to save it. So for example, if we wanted to save this stuff, we'd have to save it in a database. You'd have to use PHP to get the stuff out of the form into the database. And the way that you do that is with the action page. You'd also have to say a method of doing it, which would be a method called either post or get, but that's beyond this course. We don't have to do that in this course. You do have to see a form, that's all. So, but the thing is, this form is kind of bad. And really what we should do is we should change the input type of the email so that it is actually an email. And you'll see that that actually displays in a slightly different way. You can have so we've got these text types that we're using. That displays in a slightly different way. I'm gonna copy this because I don't want to type it all out. A lot of spaces put there too, though. Let's copy this one. Control C. Do a lot of copying doing web development, right? So we're going to have another one, which is going to be the date. And we're going to make the type a date type. So you can have different types of data. You can have dates you can put in. You can, the other that aren't shown here, another thing that you could do is you could have a password. And with a password, these are actual data types. So let's have a look at those. So let's save that and see how that changes our website. Right. So now we've got, can you see how so email, when I type the email, it wants to have, it's going to well, first place, it's using the memory that I've got in my on my browser, and it sees that the last time I typed an email address, so it pulls that one up sort of as the default address. But notice also for the, oh, look, why did we? So I need to change that date one. How did I miss that? Date. That needs to change from here. So that needs to be the date. I don't know how I missed that. And this needs to also not be a last name either. That needs to be a password. So save that. So we've got a few different little input types. There's a lot more we could do. Let's update our thing, right? So we've got that. So when we put an email, it's saved as an email type. When we do a date, that look at that, how cool H2ML is. It actually has built in a sort of a calendar function. So we can choose today's date or whatever. And the password, whatever we type in the password is not echoed to the screen. Automatically, it's sort of hidden from anybody who's looking over your shoulder. And so those are some sort of cool things. There's a lot of other ones that we could do. I didn't ask you to do them in this one. If we have a bit of time at the end of the lesson, how are we doing for time? We're going to run out in 10 minutes. So just a couple of other things that we could do. I don't like this sort of center align thing too much. So what I was thinking, maybe we could do something with this, right? Maybe we could do something with the, okay, so grad one, that's actually sort of finished. Right, so that one, whoa. Grad one is just this red stuff. And so I was talking about changing that to 50%, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to change this other stuff. So what I'm going to do, okay, so we've got an address tag. What I want to do is I'm going to make another div, and I'm going to call this container. That's kind of like a standard that people use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other end of that div tag, which is here, and I'm going to take that and cut it, and I'm going to put it right at the end of the form. Yeah, inside the body, but outside the form. So what I've got now is I've got a thing called container, and container holds everything except that big red thing at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually style container. Now, when I style container, I gave it an ID, right? So I have to use a hash. We've already used, I think I said ID equals, didn't I? Where did I put that? ID equals, yes, so that's fine. So if we use an ID, we have to style it with a hash. If we use a class, we style it with a dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just make the width less and see how that affects it. So what this should do is it should make that we narrow down all of the stuff in the middle. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so it's pulled it to the left. What we should do is we could well, we could put another one right before this, and div ID equals, and we could say left, and what we do with div with left is we'll give it a certain width. So left, and we're going to make the width, I don't know, 200 pics. Let's just try that. Oh no, it's probably not enough. It's probably 400 pixels. So we're just sort of trying to make this look a little better. Okay, so that hasn't sort of made any difference, has it? So left, if I got left in the right place, if ID, that's before container. So I think maybe I need to float it to the, you know what, leave it. Let me fix that, and because we're running out of time now. But what I'm going to try and do is get this thing to sit in the middle. I mean, we could because I made it 50%, it went over to the left, and I was thinking, you know, maybe we need to sort of left the line. I actually, it looks like I have to put a grid on it. So yeah, my apologies for that. Let's I'm going to leave that out for now. I'll bring it back later. But if you get something that kind of looks like that, I'd say that that's going to be okay. Now, last thing, we got like 5 minutes, and I'll come back to that that bit there later. The last thing is, let's make a new file, and it's going to be so let's save this. Do you remember it was called action or something like that? Save as, and it was called action. Now, do we have a PHP as a type here? I think it's, yes, action dot. So I think it was called action form or something like that. Let's have a look. Where is that? Action page dot PHP. So we need to have that action underscore page dot PHP. So I'm going to save that file as that. Action underscore page dot PHP. Okay, so that's saved as that. Let's, all right, and so we need to have a head. And I don't know why it's not closing the, oh yeah. And we're gonna have a body. So PHP is a little bit different than HTML, but it does take HTML code, but it will do a lot more than HTML code. So I'm just going to have in the body saying action complete, something like that, you know, just to say that we've actually done something, right? I might have to say echo because it's PHP. Well, let's see. It's in the HTML part, so it should be all right. So let's save that. And then if we go to the other document, which is this one, and we actually activate the form. Yeah, so it is, it says it's activated, right? Because we've taken out anything. So it's going to action, Control S, and with any luck, when we can put in our stuff, you know, today's date, and put in a password, and then when we submit, yeah, okay, so it's, the file's not found. It's looking for it though. So I didn't save that in the right file, in the right place. Well, where did I save it? Or I spelled it wrong. So action page PHP. How did I save it? Action page PHP. Yeah. So another one that I'm going to have to fix. I shouldn't do these things on the fly. We're running out of time. I will put the fix back up there for you so you can see it. But that's basically kind of what we're trying to do. This does, it does action it. It's just not finding the file. So maybe I haven't saved it in the right place or something. I'll save as. Where did I save it? So what else? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. That's in. It's not it. No, maybe it's not in the right place. Okay, so I need to find out exactly where it is, which if it's in the right place, and I'll get back to you on that. We're kind of running out of time. What I want you to do is just to have that form sort of up and running without, you know, if the
Sir?
action doesn't work, it's okay, but it should be something that kind of looks like that. Yes.
Sir?
Yes, we're running out of time. It's going to finish in a minute, so please go ahead and ask.
Sir, when is the due of the project?
The project's due at the end of the semester, but you do it in parts. I mean, it's not due this week. Yeah, so I mean, I gave it to you early. So it's due like in about 4 or 5 weeks' time. I think it's mentioned on the course outline. Did you not see it there?
No, I haven't.